Sleaze, presented by McDonald's. Best part about working at McDonald's is the people.
Barnes, I'm not sure you're ready for this.
What?
This is a call from prison from Suge Knight. He says Sean Diddy Combs is the fall guy for a larger conspiracy that could involve Snoop Dogg, Russell Simmons, and Dr. Dre. He also says everyone in that circle knew that Usher and Diddy had a sexual relationship. And he finally talks about what they did to Justin Bieber, and he flat out says they had sex with him.
Well, why do we need to listen to the call now? You just told us everything in it. What are you, his AI? Can you imagine when you're doing the podcast with Suge and they say, you have a collect call from Suge Knight?
He's a fall guy right now. There's not one celebrity that he hung with is speaking up for him. Snoop and Puffy was so close, closer than most. They would do things together and party together and do things that it was uncomfortable for two men to be that way. Clark and Trey, Russell Simmons, you know. Everybody knew. This the big question is this. It's not one person didn't know that Puffy was with Usher. It's not one person didn't know what the saddest thing in the world is what they did to Justin Bieber.
What did they really do to him?
That's funny. But I hate to say that because I really like Justin Bieber. I feel bad for Justin Bieber. And this is when it happened if Justin Bieber came from a wealthy family.
Wow, he is laying it out there. Maybe that's why Bieber has looked so uncomfortable this last, year and a half.
He's saying all this in prison, but he still can't be safe, right? Well, you said he has a podcast.
He does.
I mean, that's pretty explosive.
Well, I don't think Suge Knight cares.
Wow.
You know, I mean, look at his career. I don't think he's really worried about Diddy, but
man,
you never know.
Tonight, the big fight, Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. Well, Mike was talking to BBC Sports about the big fight tonight on Netflix. Yeah, he's getting a little feisty.
Mike, how is your health? You obviously had the health scare.
I'm just fine, brother. I'm just fine.
And what do you make of Jake Paul?
Well, I think he's a great person. You know, as a fighter, I think he's inferior.
He was quite antagonising in the press conference.
The only thing that matters is what happens in the ring. He can say whatever he wants. In the ring is when the party begins. Then we're going to find out, can he party with the big boys?
And how does that party end?
Smashing.
And how do you think the fight will go on Friday night?
I think Jake's in a lot of trouble.
He really does look over it, you know? Like he's just sick of talking about it and wants to fight. I cannot wait. You've got to watch this tonight, Leslie. It's a piece of pop culture.
Actually, I'm going to.
You should.
And I'll text you in the middle of it.
Please.
So you'll know I'm really watching.
Can't wait. Some people think it's not even going to go one round. And the rounds are only 2 minutes, and they're using bigger gloves. So they're trying to avoid a knockout for safety, I guess. I don't think it's going to matter.
You know, I mentioned Snoop earlier. Did you know he's launching a new jewelry line called Love Child?
No.
I wanted to have a product I could share with the world that speaks to every element of who I am at this point in my life. Pre-sales, Barnes, at snoop.love. That's snoop.love. And then I guess available December 6th in retail exclusively at Reed's, 57 locations. He's just spreading love in the world, Barnes.
He is timing it perfectly, riding on that high after the Olympics. He's killing it.
Big news for Lady Gaga, set to appear in Netflix's Wednesday in its forthcoming second season. You know, there was a little connection already. Do you remember the remix of her song Bloody Mary overlaid on Wednesday's Jenny Ortega's season 1 dance scene, that one that went viral on TikTok? Yeah, it was a Gaga song. So she's going to be one of the new faces in season 2. We already mentioned Steve Buscemi is also going to be on there. Let's see who else. Tandy Newton, Haley Joel Osment. I love the show. You didn't see season 1. It was really good. Really good.
No, everyone loved it, though. Everyone I know that watched it was raving about it.
Yeah, it's seriously raving.
I honestly can't keep up. I did finish Disclaimer, which, wow. I mean...
We need to break down the ending of that. Wow is correct. It was so good.
Yeah, if you haven't watched Disclaimer, 7 episodes, you need to climb into that one. I mean, there were wows all throughout.
I need you to get caught up on Tulsa King.
Trying. It's next.
So good.
Yep.
And then, of course, Shrinking. You've got your homework, Barnes.
There's so much in football season, Fram. It's hard.
I mean, you've got your homework.
Life is hard.
I know. Guess who's back? Haktua, Haley Welch. Yeah, I know you were wondering, like, what's she up to? You've been asking me that.
Honestly, how?
She's still hosting her quote-unquote podcast. She finally introduced the world to her boyfriend, Pookie. Meet Pookie.
I didn't really know what to say. I just know that I woke up one morning to a Snapchat from you that said, you're going to see something this morning that you probably don't want to see, just disregard it. And then I opened up my TikTok and there it was. So yeah, when I first saw the video, I texted her and then she was kind of like crying and stuff. So I didn't want to add to the hurt and ask her to keep pushing forwards.
Yeah. Did you think you were a Pookie?
You told me I was.
Yeah, I did, but did you believe me?
Well, I didn't for the longest time until you went on that one podcast that he had the long lashes and the blue eyes.
Honestly, how is this thing sticking? I see clips come across and I don't ask for it. It just comes to me and I just shake my head and go, how? Who cares?
I was, and I'm kind of curious as how she's getting all these different guests. It's quite interesting.
I mean, Jake Paul signed her to his whatever podcast label or whatever he's doing. He's doing something with her. I just don't get it. I thought she was going to like use that as a platform, get on there and then start having really, all she talks about is sex, but it's stupid. Like there's nothing funny.
It's Haktua, Barnes.
Ugh.
Hey, did you ever watch Nobody Wants This with Adam Brody and Kristen Bell?
No, but I heard it's really good.
Yeah, that's on my list. Well, one of the cast members, Jackie Tone, she's in it. In this interview with Us Weekly, she talks about how the cast reacted to screening the first 2 episodes and how sexy they were.
This is too dirty to say, but we were sliding out of our chairs. I mean, it's like, are you kidding me? Like, what is the deal? Like, I don't even understand. KB talks about the face grab and the neck grab. Whew, FIFA,
I love that Dax said that, like, Kristen never kisses him like that.
Amazing. And also, I feel like I heard somewhere, like, he wanted to watch it again. He was like, holy moly, that was amazing. Yes.
Like, that's how I kiss my wife.
I know. It's so great. They killed it.
And I thought this was a movie, so it's a series?
It's a series, and there is going to be a season 2. But, Dax Shepard was kind of freaking out about his wife, Kristen Bell, in this one kissing scene. He says, quote, my best friend Erin from childhood goes, does she ever kiss you like that? And he's like, no, I didn't even know she could kiss like that. So, like, how would you like to see your wife on the big screen? And you're like, I don't think I've ever seen her kiss like that. Oh, wow. The cast of Emily in Paris will go on with or without Lucas Bravo, of course, Gabrielle, after his comments about the show. I think they're all really hurt that he would come out and say all this stuff because the show is wildly successful. And, he's been talking about how, he just hates what they've done to his character. He made this comment about, I'm being slowly turned into guacamole. Yeah, he was like trashing the way they have written his character on the show. Why would you trash the show when it's so successful?
It just seems so dumb. Like the Bridgerton guy did that and got himself off the show. Like, why? When you're riding that high with such success, just take that money.
It's unbelievable. The big fight is tonight. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. Tyson was on Jimmy Kimmel Live. He stopped by to talk about the fight tonight.
I have not been this invested in a fight in a very, very long time. I don't know if you realize that every middle-aged man is rooting for you with an intensity almost makes no sense. Like, I really want you to beat this guy.
I don't look at myself as a middle-aged man, though.
I'm talking about myself. I'm not talking about you.
I feel really good.
Do you feel like you're fighting for guys your age, in a way? People your age?
I've never thought that before.
You never thought that? I'm thinking about betting a lot of money on you.
It's going to be a good idea.
I can't believe he's favored to win this fight.
Well, that's so ill. I'm 60 years old. He's 27. So, I don't know.
Yeah, you're older than he is, but you are Mike Tyson and he isn't.
Exactly. I started I started Jake Paul off.
How did you start him off?
On my fight with Roy Jones, I allowed him to fight on the card, and I decided I started him, and I'm going to finish him.
I think that's an interesting angle that Kimmel brings because it is all middle-aged guys are rooting for him to beat the crap out of this 20-something.
Yeah. It's a Rocky situation, right? I think.
So interesting to see what happens tonight.
That's your Celebrity Sleaze.